What's going on, everybody? It's Over the Ropes. I'm Tyler.
I'm Corlin. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How's everyone doing today?
It's an ugly Tuesday here.
It's been an ugly week so far, right? With the weather and shit.
Low 30s, snowing all day. It snowed for like
Wow.
5 hours today.
I mean,
holding on.
I need you guys to understand something. This dude does not live far from me. It's snowing at his house. It's not snowing here.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's Northeast for you, you know? What's up, man? From what I understand, a mixed Raw review this week for the show.
Yeah. I think this is going to be one of these shows where we have not the same opinion on it.
Good.
My experience got broken up a lot, though. I wasn't able to watch it consistently all the way through. But I'm looking for a little more engagement as we get this close to Mania, and I just kind of felt kind of meh.
Okay.
You know? Okay. It wasn't AEW bad. It wasn't AEW Dynasty. But it wasn't I felt like SmackDown was pretty strong.
That was Cortland who said that. So all your hate mail can go to that one. All right.
Yeah, that was petty. I'll take it.
Even if he was right. All the hate mail goes to him, not me. But yeah, man. I mean, so let's talk about a few things before we get into the show. First off, did you see all the reporting this week or this weekend about Tiffany and Charlotte and how that broke down? Now that you've had some time to digest, what are you feeling about that whole thing?
I feel like all these sources people have, I've got to wonder how legit anything is. I don't think anyone really knows what they're talking about, I'll be honest.
No, they get stuff told to them, and then they report it. It doesn't mean it's true.
I think the one thing that's legit is I think that Charlotte definitely was offended by the 0-3. I think that Charlotte's really sensitive. I don't think there's any... And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm super sensitive. It's fine. But I think that she really took that to heart. One thing that I did read that I might put some belief into was Tiffany felt a little blindsided in the side-by-side, and so someone told her to maybe arm herself for her next promo, and you could tell that she came armed.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think it was fine. It's what we needed. Tiffany needed to clap back. She did. I think it made this Mania match a lot more interesting because I feel like we're going to get a brawl now.
So here's the thing, right? I hope it does. The issue is, obviously they were both acting a little unprofessional. The whole thing was a little awkward, a little weird. I liked it because I like Crash TV. But it was awkward. It was clunky.
Yep.
I do put more on Charlotte because this is a pattern with Charlotte. Charlotte and Nia Jax throwing real punches in the middle of the ring. Charlotte throwing the belt at Becky.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say.
This is starting. If Charlotte does not get her way, she throws a tantrum. Kind of like somebody else who doesn't work for the company anymore. Throws herself on the ground after she loses the tag titles at WrestleMania. Yeah. Anyways, so
you can bank on that, brother.
So I do put a little bit more on Charlotte. You're the veteran.
She's the vet.
I think Tiffany went in there after the side-by-side and said, "You're not doing that to me again." Threw a cheap shot. I mean, she did. There's no way around that. Frankly, probably threw 2 cheap shots. Talking about Charlotte's interview that she did and stuff like that, and then getting out of there, but. At the end of the day, hopefully the Mania match is good. Hopefully this doesn't derail it and people keep acting childish and keep acting unprofessional. I know Brian Alvarez, who we're both just giant fans of. Oh, yeah, he's so great. He did kind of point out, okay, somebody has to get them in the room or is this going to screw up the Mania match? And I guess, there's always that chance. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it doesn't do that.
I saw one thing that tried to say that the match was off and Charlotte got replaced. And I'm just dude, all of these sites are trash.
No.
Sportskeeda is rubbish. Sorry, but rubbish.
What's a good one to follow is what did Meltzer say, or Meltzer said what, or something like that. That's a great one. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So, have you thought any more? Came to a more concise conclusion on who you want or think will face Randall Keith Orton at Mania?
I haven't seen anything.
No, me either.
That strayed me away from what I thought. I feel very validated that this many people think it's black because, I mean, we took all those notes at 10 o'clock Saturday, or Friday, did our show Saturday morning, and I read all this stuff over the weekend, and I was like, we nailed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Nothing's dawned on me that we didn't talk about. How about you?
I want Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do Nick Aldis. I think they're going to do Karrion Kross.
Really?
Because I think Randy was going to beat Kevin Owens. And I don't know if they want Black to go in there and instantly lose to Randy. Kross can lose to Randy and still look good. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great point.
I think I'm going to say Kross for now. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of the big let it settle for the weekend and then kind of go back to it. I feel like there wasn't any real news or anything. So
nothing I can think of. Some of the WWE ID stuff is cool. But...
Oh, yeah, that was cool. How if they win, if an indie wrestler beats the ID champion, then they get offered a contract. That's pretty cool.
I think that's super neat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's also just really surreal to see Izzy at this stage of her career.
Right.
I mean, I think a lot of us, anyone who knows Izzy, learned of her as the Bayley fangirl.
Yeah.
That was it. Sasha made cry.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually met her at WrestleMania 33 though. So that's 8 years ago now. So I think for like RJ in particular, it's kind of like surreal for us that we knew who that was in the moment, and now she's here.
Yeah.
So good for her, man.
I mean, you know, she kind of gets put in that category of people that I'm like, you know, I'm surprised they didn't get like a contract right away and WWE tried to get their hands on them. You know, I kind of lump her in with some of those legacy kids that I'm like, I'm surprised. Like, you know, Piper's daughter wrestles? Teal?
Yeah.
I'm shocked she's never been, like, in NXT. Cody's nephews are a tag team. There's quite a few kids that I'm like, I'm surprised WWE isn't like, okay, let's Devon's boys, you know, grabbing them right away and getting our hands on them right away. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe with Evolve, that's all going to change, though.
Maybe. But all right, let's get into this Monday Night Raw. Monday
Night Raw.
Yeah, from somewhere that nobody gives a crap. Let me tell you, they don't even deserve me to talk about where they were. You know why? Because 5 minutes into the show, and I was missing the Europe crowd. Let me say that. 5 minutes into the show, and I was like, they need to go back to Europe. Because
this is a city I've actually been to, and I mostly enjoyed it.
Minnesota?
Yeah, I went for the Patriots-Vikings game on Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
Oh.
It was also my dad's 60th birthday, like 2 weeks before, so it kind of worked out. It was a solid time. That mall is wild.
All right.
It's huge.
Right. Nice.
But I definitely witnessed it was the first time I ever saw someone break a beer bottle over someone's head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So a little trashy too, but whatever.
Cool. All right, so we got Paul Heyman walking in.
How about that? Did you see the face that was on the truck when Heyman walked in?
I did not.
Do you want to take a guess at who I would make a note of being on that truck?
Was it Seth Rollins?
No, it was not. Maybe use one of your senses. Can you smell it?
Oh, was it Brock?
It was Rock, and he pulled out the red phone, and I was just like, I always feel like it's not an accident. But
No.
I didn't even notice who walked through the door. I noticed The Rock right away. And then
Interesting.
Heyman walked through, and I was like, oh,
Interesting.
planting little seeds.
Yeah, yeah. So we get a recap package of Rhea, Io, Bianca. Adam Pearce is in the ring, and my guy needs a drink immediately. Immediately needs a drink. Uh, he says the situation regarding the World Championship needs to be addressed. And it has all three of the girls come out to the ring. He has a championship with him. So Io comes out, Bianca comes out, Rhea comes out. Adam Pearce might have been drinking too much, actually, since he since he said Rhea wasn't part of Judgment Day.
How long has it been?
Oh my God, a year?
Almost a year?
Yeah,
Wow, man. That just like set the tone for me right there. I was like, really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Member of Judgment Day?
I guess no, it's been less than a year. SummerSlam, so 6 months, 8 months. Wow.
8.
Yeah. No, 6. August. But either way. Anyways. Pierce takes responsibility for what happened. He says he was wrong for putting Bianca as the referee and thinking all three of them could act like professionals, which all three of them are instantly offended.
Good dude, yep.
He says he's going to right his wrong by making the WrestleMania match a triple threat. Yeah.
Just cuts right to it.
Right
Let's
to
go.
it. Triple threat. I'm sick of all three of you. None of you guys can act like adults. Bianca says a few weeks ago this would have pissed her off, but she's actually happy that Rhea's been added. She's not scared of Rhea. She says she can overcome what happened at Elimination Chamber to two of her closest friends. They don't think she can overcome a triple threat. Bianca signs the contract. Quick, easy, boom. Give it to me.
Yep.
Rhea asks if Bianca really thinks she's scared of her. Bianca cuts Rhea off, grabs the contract, throws it at Rhea. Rhea saying that Rhea whined enough to get here. Rhea signs the contract, throws it back at Bianca. Io tries to get in between them, gets pie-faced by Rhea again.
Or Io,
yeah.
just the forgotten one.
So they start bickering, and Io slams the mic down, steps out of the ring.
And she hadn't signed the contract yet.
Nope. Lines them up and drop kicks the shit of Rhea into Bianca, signs the contract, walks out with her title. So one thing I did know is while Io was coming out, Cole brought up how she's been pushed to the side and kind of sidelined in the story, which makes me think she has to win, right? You don't have your announcer saying that and then have her lose.
I mean, we've all been thinking it's to the fact that he went out of his way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
She's been so the middle child of this whole thing.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Bianca has totally been the oldest sibling. Rhea has definitely been the baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of crying until she, gets her way about it.
Yeah.
Bianca earned it. Rhea kind of cried her way in, and Io is so the middle kid who just got forgotten.
Right.
I always want Rhea to win, and I know most of the fans do, but I think Io should win.
Io should
win. I love Io too. So
I feel like Io's kind of the forgotten one, even in the like Io has her diehard fans, but they're not like the Rhea and Bianca fans. And people think about Rhea and Bianca like, we talked about this leading into the Rumble, maybe Chamber, and we were talking about how it was too early to do Bianca, Rhea. We talked about that a bunch, and then it didn't even dawn on us to put Io in that situation, right. Even though she kind of came up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I've compared them before, but it really reminds me of Io being kind of the Randy Orton of the Orton, Batista, and Cena, where everyone for 3 years it was all Cena and Batista. Even though Orton was on the side doing just as well, if not better, than definitely Batista. So, You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of feels there of the same thing. So,
Yep. And I think that Rhea and Bianca are going to be so caught up in each other. I think that's what's going to allow you to win the match.
and what I want them to do is then keep these two separated, draft them to different shows. Don't even mention this again until like SummerSlam, where they run into each other, bicker a little bit, maybe do the same thing as Survivor Series, and then same next year Mania, have one of them win the Rumble, one of them win Elimination Chamber. Even if you had the same build that you would have had this year, this right here is enough to make next year feel like, oh shit. What I don't want them to do is draft them to the same show and then
drag this out of here.
Instantly just start having them feud against each other.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Put one of them with Io, let one of them feud with Io, and then have the other one do their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
I can get down with that.
Yeah. So, but I like this segment. I mean, the Pierce saying Rhea was in Judgment Day was... but I like how... there was a still I saw on Twitter of Io jumping to do the drop kick, and Pierce's expression is
it was so good.
So over it. He's just instantly annoyed at the whole thing. Like
Is it in our group chat or no?
I don't know. Was that in the group chat?
I might have just saw it. No, it's not.
No. Okay. Yeah. So you saw the same picture though. And
I
Pierce
did.
is over great. All three of these three. All three of these three. All three of them. Pierce is just over and done with, and wants nothing to do with this. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a fine story. It wasn't. I'm just glad it was concise.
Yeah.
They didn't drag it out. It was what it needed to be. I'm excited for this match.
Yep.
So we have a match modification, and next we get a match added. We announced the Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah.
We discussed this last week. We absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
We got Braun defending against Penta, Dom Mysterio, and Finn Balor.
Yep.
So we head back to the Judgment Day clubhouse. Usually we end with the Carlito levity. This time we start with it. He's trying to figure out why he's only 77 overall in WWE 2K, which cracked me up. And so we cut. It's Finn Balor, and he's saying, he's like, I can't believe Adam Pearce's announcement. Dom's like, I think it's great. Finn's like, well, I didn't know you wanted a shot at the title too, Dom, but the more the merrier, I guess. So, like, Finn's trying to play it off like he's not bothered, but obviously he is.
But the whole time he's, like, glaring at Liv. Even before he knows Liv is the one that, like, caused this, he's, like, sarcastically, like, glaring at Liv through the whole thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
And I feel like he was unsincere. He was like, well, the more the merrier.
Right.
And Liv's like, that's exactly what I was thinking when I got done talking to Pierce. Because she, if you remember at the end of last Raw, she talked to Pierce after Finn. That's why she put Dom in the match. But she validates it by saying now they have twice the chance of bringing gold back to the clubhouse. Because it doesn't matter which one wins the title, right? And Finn's like, oh, of course not. But we've all heard what they're saying about Dom. He doesn't have what it takes to win at Mania. He's not tough enough. He doesn't have that killer instinct. You're a loser. But hey, tonight you get to prove them all wrong tonight when you beat Penta all by yourself. I believe in you.
Oh, yeah.
And then Carlito's like, yeah, Dom, I got your back. And it's just like, man, this has been simmering and boiling, and I'm just ready at WrestleMania for this to blow up.
I have no idea who's going to win this match. I can tell you who won't win this match.
I feel like Braun's not winning this match.
Not only is Braun not winning this match, but Finn's not winning this match. I just don't know if it's Penta or if it's Dom.
Yeah. I think it's pretty unlikely Finn wins. And I think it's pretty unlikely Braun retains. I really think Dom's going to win.
That would be sweet. Yeah. Dom pins
I don't know. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. And I'm not as big of a Dom guy as you are, but I think it puts a good ribbon on this. I think Dom needs to win this. I would love Penta to win, I think he should. Maybe Dom doesn't have it long, but I think Dom needs to win this match, and I think that that's going to tell the best story.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And then Dom and Penta have a great match a little later in this show.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be good. I can't wait to see where our predictions end up with that match because really, honestly, if we're being honest, all four of these guys can win this match. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's tough.
Right. So then we get the first match of the night, Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. And boy, does this confirm my thought that they are winning that tag gauntlet next week.
You think so?
Oh my god, yeah. Easily. Unless there's a surprise team. Because there can always be a surprise team. They are 100% winning that. Definitely. Which is mildly annoying. Because I don't like when, especially at a pay-per-view like Mania, you're having a champion wrestle for a different title. Like, and there's a reason that Stephanie gave up the Women's North American. Yeah. So, match is good. I mean, it's solid. Here's the thing with Lyra. She's great in the ring, but she has no character.
None.
No character whatsoever. Like, at least with Chelsea, like, her character is on point. But Lyra has nothing. No character at all. Frankly, she never has.
No.
Even, like, back in the day when people were thinking it was going to be her and Becky, it was literally because they're from the same place.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
So the match was pretty good. Bayley can have a match with anybody. Lyra has a great match. Right in the beginning of the match, Bayley catches Lyra with a knee to the face.
Hard.
And you know it connected, too. I was like, oh, shit. Like,
and it turned things up just a little bit. Because after that, this match was on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, again, Lyra doesn't have a character, but she's a hell of a wrestler.
It lit a fire under her ass when she got hit in the face.
Yeah, and it was great. So we got Lyra pulled out the Billy Goat's Curse submission.
I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. That's a Daniel Bryan submission that she broke out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's called the Billy Goat's Curse.
Something like that. He's weird with his damn names. Big
that was
guy.
Awesome. I don't remember the last time I saw that in WWE.
Yeah. I don't think I ever have. Like, I don't know. It's been a while. But, the match is pretty back and forth. Lyra eats another huge knee. Bayley hits the sunset flip powerbomb. So she missed it the first time.
Yeah.
It did get a little sloppy there in the middle, which I feel like has happened a few times with Lyra. But she hit it the second time. And crushed it, yeah. Yeah, it was good. So Bayley locks in the Lion Tamer. She realizes Lyra isn't tapping. Lyra's not going to tap. So she tries to transition into a rose plant, but Lyra reverses it into a roll-up to get the win. Lyra wins. After the match, Lyra tries to shake Bayley's hand, and Bayley smacks it away and kind of like... I was like, oh shit. But she changes her mind, comes back into the ring, gives Lyra a hug, kind of raises her hand, gives her flowers. But boy, Bayley's getting frustrated. I like when they do something like this with their character. They did this with Kevin Owens too, where like she so desperately wants to be a good guy, but her like asshole tendencies are kind of coming out, and when she gets frustrated, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of doing that here where she's like, dude, I want this belt. I haven't won a match in 2 damn months. And she's just getting frustrated. And it's seeping out, you know?
That's what I was just about to say. They made a point to mention she hasn't won a match in 2 months.
Right.
And that's part of why I'm surprised that you think they're going to win the tag.
I bet Lyra wins it and Bayley acts like she's the one who won the match, which pulls them further.
Okay.
Apart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that. Now, here's the thing. If it was me, I would have the Bellas. I would have the Iconics. I would have an NXT team.
Yeah.
I'd bring in a damn TNA team because none of these people do I give a shit about seeing have a match at Mania. They have no
they're the
tag.
party girls.
They have no tag teams that anybody gives a shit about. Those two have not. Have they ever won a match in their career?
Yeah, they were the champs for a little bit.
They were?
Yeah.
Point
I'm
taken.
gonna look it
up. Point taken. I love Shayna as a singles wrestler. I don't give a crap about her.
Hate that she's in a tag.
Yeah. Maxine and Natalia is cool, I guess, but we haven't even seen them team up.
I do not like anyone in the Hart family. I'm sorry. They won the NXT Women's Championships when they were vacant.
Yeah, but I meant the main roster.
Oh, no, they barely won anything on the main roster.
That's right. They haven't won shit on the main roster. So, yeah, I mean, there's nobody in this tournament do I give a crap about winning. Like, I don't know. They just haven't done anything to make you care about any of these tag teams. They need to talk to TNA. Find out how they've brought up their women's tag team division.
Yeah.
So,
tag teams in general haven't been a strength in the WWE for far too long.
No.
After this, we get a couple of interviews backstage. The first one, pretty comical. Get Kathy Kelly with Bert Kreischer. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, he is hilarious. Before they can even get too far into the interview, they're interrupted by Minneapolis' own Chad Gable. Gable's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not competing tonight. I know you wanted to see me, but hey, I got my boys here, and they're going to be fighting with El Grande Americano when they take down the LWO." And Bert's like, "Well, this is a little awkward, but I didn't come to see you." And you hear Otis yelling in the background. Comes around the corner with the Alpha Babes. Oh yeah! And they tear their shirts off, which is like Bert's thing if you don't know who he is. And then he mentions it. He's like, "Dude, you know that's my thing, right?" And Otis is like, "Dude, that's our thing."
Babe. I love how he calls everybody babe.
Babe.
Yeah.
That was something I didn't know I needed in my life, but now I want to have a beer with Otis and Bert at the same time.
I don't catch them all the time, but on my rotation of podcasts, because I drive a truck all day, so I listen to a lot of podcasts. I have Chris Van Fleet on my rotation, and he did an interview with Otis that was excellent. He seems like such a cool dude. Like he's one of those.
I love Otis.
He's one of those guys that like he doesn't do shit, but you're still like keep him around just to keep him around. Kind of like Truth. Like, you don't care that they don't do anything. It's just great to see them when they come on TV. So,
do you remember when he won Money in the Bank?
I do. I was so ready for him to win that title. I was so ready. My cousin, which you know obviously, and I argued about that for weeks. He was so pissed and thought that was so stupid. And I was so ready. I wanted Otis to win that world title so bad. Do you remember?
Who took it from him? Was it Miz? And Miz cashed in again?
Because of Morrison. Morrison helped Miz. Yeah, Miz got the belt off of Lashley or Drew or...
no, Randy was the first one. Drew.
It was either Drew or Lashley. Yeah.
It's Drew. Yeah, Lashley lost his to Big E.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Do you remember his Mania match with Dolph? With the whole Mandy Rose thing? Dude, he was so over. Imagine if fans were there for him and Mandy's kiss after that Mania match.
So the reason this is fresh on my memory is Mandy was on Busted Open like last week, maybe 2 weeks. No, last week, I think. And Nick is one of the rotational co-hosts now.
Okay.
So they talked about that feud a lot, and I went back and watched it.
Okay.
What could have been?
Here's the thing with Mandy, right? I'm going off on a little tangent here. I thought it was stupid why she got released. Sort of. It was also on her. Like, I think she knew. She knew, especially with Vince there. They're not okay with you doing an OnlyFans. Like, they highlight this to children. Like,
Yep.
she was like promoting it on her Twitter and stuff. Like, come on. Um, but her like bitchiness lately towards like Tiffany and then towards
Oh,
Stephanie being double champion, like, what are you doing? Like, don't make me lose respect for you because I like you and I was on your
yeah.
side when you got released. But like, they made it very clear that like what they were saying was Stephanie was the first person to hold two titles and defend them separately. Mandy never did that. She won the UK title and then they combined them instantly. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So like, just stop. If you want in the ring that bad, try to, talk to
Yeah.
Trips.
But she
Like,
keeps saying she doesn't,
right.
you know?
But you
So,
can't you can't say you don't want to and then act just like an asshole every chance you get.
yeah.
So,
I think the Tiffany stuff's a little weak, but whatever.
right, right.
Um, so after that, we zip to a different interview segment. We get Kathy Kelly with AJ Styles. She asks where his head's at, and AJ's like, "Look, it's great. I get to embarrass Logan Paul at WrestleMania because you can't beat experience." And we get Karrion Cross and his really weird haircut approaching. And he's like, "Oh, how did experience work out for you last week?" Because if you recall, AJ got beat up by Logan Paul,
Yep.
and AJ's just like so frustrated with Cross. And he's like, "Dude, what do you want from me?"
Right.
And Cross is like, "I want to help you, AJ. We need the AJ Styles that's gonna get the job done." And AJ's like, "What is your obsession with this other AJ Styles?" And Cross is like, "I need him. If you lose, we all lose." And AJ's like, "Fine. If you want the other AJ Styles, I'll go talk to Pierce. And next week on Monday Night Raw, I'll give you a taste."
Hell yeah.
And I don't know, why do I feel like we're getting bad guy AJ Styles now? That just gave me like heel AJ Style vibes.
No, I
I'm
don't
like,
think so.
are these guys gonna end up together? And
That'd
I
be.
can't stop.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I just can't stop thinking about a couple of weeks ago. You were talking about, is there going to be a new Judgment Day and who's going to be in it?
Right, right,
And man, I can't stop thinking about like who it could be.
right.
Cross makes sense, but like I don't know. This made me want AJ with Cross.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'm just happy we get Cross in a match on TV.
Yeah.
He's like the high part of. I want to say the highlight, one of the highlights of Raw every single week. I can't tell you the
Yep.
last time he had a damn match.
No clue.
Even the Rumble, wasn't he thrown out like almost immediately at the Rumble?
Yeah, I don't think he was in it
Because I was
long.
pissed. I was like, "What are you doing?" Oh yay! You get Judgment Day every week, and I get this fucking guy every week. You're starting to do this shit on purpose. Even though I
Oh.
picked which one was going first, you did this shit on purpose. So we have the six-man tag, LWO versus the Creeds and El Grande Americano. So I was watching this with somebody else, and he goes, "What the hell is that?" He goes, "That is so stupid. I love it. Like, that's incredible." I was like, "That's not incredible. Stop it." Like, I was happy Dragon Lee was in this match. I thought it was, once I realized, like they said, it was a six-man tag. I was like, "Damn, it's gonna be Ray and the two doofuses." But it was now it's Dragon Lee and the two doofuses, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" So Dragon Lee hits a sit-out power bomb. Americano kicks out. Julius Creed immediately flies in with the shooting star press. Dude, Julius' shooting star press.
Crisp.
You know, it's
And the timing.
it's been a thing for a long time, and it's mildly offensive to talk about it this way. But like everybody talks about who's the Shawn, who's the Marty Jannetty, who's the Edge, who's the Christian. Julius is the Shawn Michaels and the Edge of this group. I love
190%.
Brutus, but Julius is just another level. What, especially with his athleticism.
Killer athleticism for his size.
Yeah, he's awesome. Joaquin Wild jumps off the backs of Cruz and Julius, leaping over the top rope to take out Brutus. And then Cruz hits a huge corkscrew crossbody off the top rope, which, dude, I was such a big fan of DJZ, Zima Ion in TNA. Like, man. But, these two do nothing for me nowadays. Ivy gives Grande something to put in his mask. They were saying
I can tell what it was.
It was like a little piece of metal. Like, I don't whatever. So Ray sees them do it. So Gable's on the top rope. Ray jumps up. They start arguing. He headbutts Ray, which Ray comedically drops down. Dragon Lee jumps up on the top rope. He headbutts Lee, which again dramatically just. And then he does a flying headbutt for the win. American Made, El Grande, Americana all win this 6-person tag. And I don't really believe in this, so I'm only saying this in a to prove a point. El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, go away Heat. Go away Heat. Go away Heat.
Ooh, Tyler's not a fan.
Yeah, just wait until we get to the point where they make that WrestleMania match. So go ahead.
Ooh.
So we got we got a package of Gunther destroying the Usos. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep. I don't know if this was like this on everyone else's. I got like a 3-second blip of Liv Morgan's promo and Jackie just being like cut. That was awkward. More on that later.
They've done that a couple of times where like the U.S. is in their commercial, but for some reason it like ticks over to the European one, and you get like a little snippet of an interview.
Yeah, I've caught on to that, and it was really bad in today's show. Yeah. Really, really bad.
It happened a couple of times.
Yeah. So Gunther heads to the ring. Before he can even get a word out, we get Jey Uso's music. I didn't notice it as bad as you did off the top of the show, but I really noticed the difference in the crowd when Jey Uso came out, and I was just like, damn. That's when I started to feel a little let down.
Yeah.
He makes his way down. No Yeet shirt, no smile. Jey was all business in this one. He gets in the ring. Gunther goes to talking to the mic. Jey slaps the shit out of it. And I rewinded this way too many times. But if you look at Jey, you could just see himself. Microphone. And Gunther picks it up. And man, he slapped it like his brother slapped Gunther. And Jey gets real with this. He's like, you got a mom? You got a mother?
Yep.
What do you guys talk about? Do you talk about what's going on in your daily lives? You talk about your dog. You talk about your kids. You know, he gets on a real level here with Gunther.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got a mother too. You want to know what me and my mom talked about this week? I had to tell her about Jimmy laid up in a hospital bed with 15 stitches in his head. And she asked me, why didn't you protect him, Joshua? And that's when you know this is real.
Oh, yeah.
And Jay's like, as a grown man, I've never lied to my mom. I had to tell her the truth. I was afraid. I was afraid of Gunther. You know, Gunther had him. Gunther had me. He was 3 steps ahead. Gunther had to go and get my family involved. And you know how I feel about my family, especially Jimmy. And Jay's like, you violated my brother with your blood all over your body, and now the blood is on my hands. And Jay says he's never felt so hopeless, helpless, disrespected, pissed off, mad, angry, damn near scared. And he goes on a rant. And he says, you know the crazy thing is? In my darkest moment, right here in this ring, a light bulb went off in my head. You want to know what I realized? I'm not afraid of you no more. And I liked how he finished this. He says, before WrestleMania, hug and kiss your family. The night before, I'm going to lay my head down and I'm going to say a prayer and I'm going to ask the Lord to forgive me for the man that I'm about to become because of WrestleMania. I'm getting you for me. I'm getting you for Jimmy. I'm getting you for my whole damn family. And I will take that championship. And he throws the mic at Gunther. And Gunther just looks shocked. I like how serious he was. I was so glad he didn't eat.
Yeah.
I like no branded T-shirts, no fucking around. I liked the promo. I liked how it finished, but I feel like Gunther just looks like such a fucking dweeb. He just ate it. Just stood there and took it off the chin. Because last week we were saying, look, we need Gunther to just continue this killing spree. And now we only have one more week. Like, next week has to be it now.
Yeah.
I love the promo. I just wish Gunther had a little bit of a fire back or something. And he just took it.
Yeah, I was conflicted about this. I still don't really know where I stand because you're right.
Yeah.
Like last week, we said Gunther needs to continue this momentum, kill Jimmy. But I don't know if I feel like he took it. I mean, he was kind of mocking Jimmy through most of it, I felt like. For me personally. Or Jay. He was like mocking Jay through most of it, I felt like. I thought it was a really great promo for Jay. I don't know how I feel about him just cutting this promo. I wonder if this would have been better if they would have done it like a video, which I know sometimes doesn't go as well. But like if you do this from a video, he's like, I don't know, at home, taking care of his brother, cuts this promo.
Thank you. Perfect. That's a great idea.
Because
from the fucking hospital.
Yeah, something. Because I feel like right now, I kind of felt like Jay was more of like, okay, you're that like pissed off, but you're just gonna like cut a promo and leave. While Gunther's kind of sitting there mocking you. I don't know. I was conflicted because I loved the promo. I thought the promo was great. I thought it did continue the momentum to some degree, but I felt like it wasn't the best way to do it, you know? So, yeah, I was conflicted. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was terrible. So after that, we get a recap of SmackDown, which I could do without all the recaps. A New Day. Huh? Yeah. All right, next week's going to be brutal. New Day's heading to the ring for their title match. And we see Maxine and Natalya with Adam Pearce. Natalya says it's one thing to deal with Maxine, but a gauntlet match too. Pearce says it's WrestleMania season, so let's just get into the deep end. So they leave. Ray walks in, pissed off. And Adam Pearce says, I agree with you. Tell me when and where you want him. I'll make it happen. And Ray says, I don't want a match with Gable. I want the idiot who's disrespecting everything I stand for. He's making a mockery of everything I worked my entire life for. El Grande Americano. I need to expose this fraud for who he is. And Ray says he wants him at WrestleMania. Adam Pearce makes the match. Boy, did I hate this. I hated
both parts of this.
Okay, well, what was your problem with Natalya? Besides your hatred for the Hearts.
Why is she burying her teammate right in front of her? It's bad enough I have to deal with Maxine. Like, what? What?
To be
you
fair,
have 20 seconds of TV time and you're going to say, I have to deal with Dizzy Lizzy over here.
First, I will defend Natty here. She didn't ask for this. Maxine asked for this. So, I can see being like, dude, yeah, I'm trying to help her out. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out. But you're throwing me in this shit? I'm going to get my ass whooped in this gauntlet. Because
hey, at least someone got her on TV. She doesn't do it by herself.
Fair enough. You know what?
Man, Touché. I cannot stand anyone from that family. Owen was the only one I ever liked.
You know, I feel really that way. Brett's the only one that I feel that strongly about. I always liked Owen for the most part. I didn't mind Bulldog.
Redacted. Yep, Bulldog I also didn't mind.
Yeah. We were a little young for Neidhart, but he was alright, you know.
Yep.
I never minded Natty. I love Bulldog's son. I hate that they can't figure
Right?
that. Yeah, I hate that they can't figure that out with him
Yeah,
in WWE. I've only felt that strongly about Brett.
yeah. I don't know. It seemed very unnecessary. Bury your teammate, and you're like, oh well, it's WrestleMania season, so just deal with it. Like it was just such a waste of 20 seconds.
So let me adjust myself here for this next part. Rey Mysterio, Chad Gable in his El Grande Americano gimmick. There's a lot of fake outrage in wrestling, internet, IWC. Uh, there's a lot of jumping on things quickly, depending on if you're a AEW fan, WWE fan. We're not doing that. We will say things we like, we will say things we dislike, and we will stay pretty consistent for the most part, as much as people can be. The fact that we have Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable in this stupid gimmick, and somehow after, 10, 11 matches, they don't have any black dudes in a match. Not one. There's not one black guy in a match. Uh,
I didn't realize that.
yeah, there's 3 women. No men. Not one African American man. Um, and the fact that we have, we're going to have 4 women's matches, but neither one of the mid-card titles have a match at Mania. And we got to deal with this stupid. This is very Vince-esque. Very Vince-esque. And
I think that's a fantastic point. I didn't write it down, but I watched that promo, and I stopped watching for a bit because I was like, I feel like I watched Raw from like 5 years ago. That's a fantastic way to put it.
If you felt like you wanted to get Gable on Mania, and you felt like you wanted to do this stupid gimmick, no offense to Ray. I love Ray. He's a legend. He's an icon. Why don't you put him against Dragon Lee? At least you're bringing
Legacy
up a
match.
newcomer.
Yep.
Like,
passing the torch.
something.
Or Penta. We wanted Penta so bad.
Right.
Do you remember after the Rumble?
Uh-huh.
I wanted Ray and Penta.
Right. Yeah, I am almost offended that this match is on Mania. Boy, but they better put both tag titles on the line at Mania. Really, change some shit up. Because right now...
I don't love that this is on the card.
Yeah. Yeah, me either. And it really affects the way again, I'm not going to do the whole race baiting, thing that they do online. I do think Triple H is not intentionally leaving out people of color, as some people online try to make it seem like. But that is a striking, yikes. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
So then after that, we get the New Day versus the War Raiders for the tag titles.
The disrespect to have a championship match where the champions don't get a televised entrance.
No, fuck that.
Now look,
They're lame.
if Ivy Nile is fighting Dakota Kai and one of them doesn't get their entrance, whatever. But the tag champs? You want to put Natty Neidhart on my TV, but the tag champs can't get a televised entrance? Wow. Come on, man.
Wow. Top of the list of hate has now been Natty. Get the pen? Natty, top of Cortland's hit list. Gotcha.
I'm not a Natty guy. Man.
The match was good. New Day can't have a bad match. I'm not really a War Raiders guy, but whatever.
Eric was a beast in this match, though. I've got a soft spot for him because Ivar's a New England guy, so I've always had a soft spot for this team. They're big, they're tough. He's a local boy. You know?
No. Hey, Kofi's a local.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Kofi is a local.
BC
Yeah,
graduate.
Worcester or Winchester, I think. Winchester, Mass.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to remember where
It's either
Ivar is
Winchester or
from.
Worcester.
Well, I know he went to BC. I think he just lives in Boston. But
Who?
are you talking about Kofi or Ivar?
Kofi. And I'm talking about when he grew up.
Oh,
Kofi
gotcha.
grew up in was born and raised in either Winchester or Worcester. I just don't remember which one of them.
Gotcha. Winchester.
Yeah,
Great call.
Winchester. Yeah,
Bingo.
yeah.
Good job.
Local boy. Um, the way this match ended, so Eric has some great offense in the match. He hits that
Yeah.
violent ass spine buster.
Oh,
Vicious. Woods tries to introduce a chair a couple times,
man.
and then the second time he ends up playing tug of war with Ivar. He ends up getting hit with it. Ivar, uh, the ref sees it happen. DQ win for the New Day. The War Raiders uh, lose the match but keep the titles. After
Yep.
the match, Kofi picks up the chair, blasts Ivar,
Oh man, he smoked him.
smokes him. What a hell of a chair shot. Eric jumps in, but they double team Eric. Kofi wedges a chair into the corner, tosses Eric head first. They toss Ivar into the barricade, uh, wedge Eric's head into a chair for Kofi to jump on. The producers separate them. They have to have a rematch at Mania, right? With the way this ended?
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely getting a rematch. I don't know that it's happening next week.
It better be at Mania.
I think New Day needs to win the tag titles at Mania here. They
So
have to be on.
I bet if there's no surprise for this and it's just New Day winning, I bet it's the Raw after Mania. Which again,
So that you can get a debut against them.
I'm not going to be excited about. But there was one thing I did notice. They were talking
What's
an
that?
awful lot about the War Raiders' neck injuries.
Yep.
It's
They talked about it a
a
ton, and that's why
lot.
they're focused on Eric's head going through that
And
chair.
the New Day went after their necks and back and had a lot.
Yep.
Could this be foreshadowing?
Little Big E action.
Could it?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's
it's not a
probably
bad point.
extremely wishful thinking, but it did stick out in my head, and the question did come up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. When they wedged the chair over Eric's head, that's exactly who I thought of.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this
Um,
next segment, and then I'll let you hit the last one.
yeah.
Hit the last one.
Oh, man. The production was such a clusterfuck in this show. It happened again after this match.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
just like,
Netflix is still trying to figure their shit out.
as much as I love to praise how great their production is and how great their packages are, this was I think that was another thing that like made it tough for me to enjoy this show. Was the production was so bad constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awkward as fuck. We got a good match here though.
Oh, yeah. This match is great. Penta, Dom, both incredible. Dirty Dom for life. Hey, I loved Dom when he was with Ray. Even when people were shitting on him,
Babyface Dom.
I was still all in. Dom for life right here.
How old is Dom? By the way, Ivar is from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Where, I don't know. I think he's older than you would think he is.
Oh yeah, he's got 10 years on us.
No. We have 10 years on him.
Oh, you mean Dom?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
I was on
Yeah.
Ivar.
Dom?
Oh, he is way
Yeah.
older than I
He's like,
thought.
what, 28?
Bingo. He turned 28 3 days ago.
Yeah, he's older than you would think he is, huh? But I mean, he's been wrestling longer than he started during the pandemic. So that means he's already been in WWE for like 5 years or close to 5 years.
6.
6 years.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Nuts. Do you remember that SummerSlam match with him and Seth?
No. Wow, I totally forgot about
His
it.
first match. That got him the contract, you remember? Seth beat the dog shit out of him with some kendo sticks.
Really?
Yeah, because it was when
That,
Seth took Ray's eye out.
I thought that was Aleister
Oh, that
Black for
was
some
Black,
reason.
wasn't it? Yeah, but no, it was Seth. Yeah, it was Seth and
That's why
yeah,
Aleister
yeah,
still
yeah.
sells
You're
the.
you're right about that. But yeah, it was Seth and Dom at SummerSlam. It was like Dom's first official match, and Seth and Buddy took turns whooping the shit out of him with the kendo sticks.
Oh yeah, right here, Street Fight,
Yeah,
May 2020.
that's right. Yeah,
Wow,
buddy. Yeah,
damn.
listen, I ain't do good in school. I don't claim to be the smartest guy, but the wrestling knowledge, I don't forget it.
Why I don't
Uh,
know anything else?
I don't know shit else. I don't even remember words half the time. I'm like, duh. So Dom hits a Mexican destroyer,
Ooh,
619, goes for the frog splash. Penta gets his knees up immediately, rolls Dom up for a 2. Penta hits the sacrifice, and the Penta driver to get the win. After the match, Carlito instantly jumps him, hits the backstabber, beats down Penta. Braun's music hits, and oh my god, talk about a fan from day one. That
ooh.
fucking spear Braun hit on Carlito. Dude, they've used this saying before, but he legitimately gets shot like a bullet with those damn
Like a
spears.
cannon.
Holy crap. Destroyed Carlito.
Cut him in half.
Yeah.
Sent him back to the Caribbean.
Man, no shit. He gets in the ring, spears Dom and Penta. He's like yelling at Penta because Penta last week was calling him stupid. Finn sneaks up from behind him, drops him, and then holds up the IC title. Braun gets up, nearly spears Finn, but Finn bails out of the ring. This match is going to be awesome. This is going to be a great
Yep.
match.
It's going to steal whatever night it's on, I think.
And unless it's on the same night as the women's triple threat, because that is actually going to steal the show.
That'll be a great match too, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't put this in my notes, but did you see Goldberg made a post kind of making a jab about how all the other spears in wrestling don't add up to his?
No.
Really? Okay, so here's the post. He posts spears by like probably 8-ish other people. I'm pretty sure the first one is Edge. And I think there's a little bit of selective editing. He probably picked some of not the best spears by other people.
Right.
And then he posts his best one, probably.
Right,
It's
probably.
on Christian. And I think the caption is something along the lines of, like, the rest don't compare. I tell you what, someone saw that fucking post and had an answer for
Yeah.
it. I'm not saying that's why this happened, but I couldn't help but think about that post when I saw the spear because
Yeah.
this
You know
is the new.
You know who saw that post? Uncle Scotty. And Uncle Scotty made a call and said, you better make a point. It's before
Yeah.
roid rage on his ass.
He can't do math, but he can put in a good word.
That's right. Dude,
Oh, man.
love
All-time funny promo.
love
Oh,
Steiners. He had some
Scott
great,
Steiner and
he had some
Bully
great
Ray.
ones in WCW, too. That one he did on Flair back in the day.
I love
Oh,
the Steiner brothers.
yeah.
I love that family.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if Brock makes the business.
I hope.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah. Scott's son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's playing football, I think,
well, wait
I want to
until-
say Jacksonville State.
Wait until the stupid last name they give him because Triple H is allergic to letting people know that wrestlers are legacy wrestlers.
Oh man. So this takes us to the main event. Paul Heyman's in the ring. Paul says he's going to be loyal to his tribal chief Roman Reigns, and he's also going to be loyal to his best friend CM Punk.
Yep.
Just because he's loyal to both doesn't mean he's ever going to be disloyal to the other.
Yep.
So when it comes down to SmackDown, let's get one thing perfectly clear. And as he says that, Seth Rollins' music hits. We're burning it down. And Seth's like, here's the thing. Whose side are you on, Paul? Because you're trying to convince us all, including yourself, that you can be both the best friend to Punk and the special counsel and wise man to Roman Reigns.
Uh-huh.
And Seth said it occurred to him, hey, over the last week, He's like, Heyman, you're neither of those things. Roman doesn't give a damn about you. He uses you. Seth goes on to list all these things that Roman has Heyman do for him. He's like, he doesn't respect you. Don't play dumb, Paul. When Roman lost the title at Mania last year, thanks to some very well dressed visionary, he disappeared into the ether. Did he take you with him? No. He left you into the caring, loving hands of Solo Sikoa, and they treated you like the scum of the earth. We were all waiting for Roman to come and rescue you, but did he? No. And Paul shakes his head no. It's like, no, exactly. He left you to get massacred in your hometown in front of your children.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else wasn't there to rescue you? Your best buddy, CM Punk. Best friends are there for each other. They don't just use you when it's convenient. He walked out on every single person in this arena, in the universe, you included. Did he take you with him, Paul? No. He's trying to tear down everything you were building here. And when he came back, it wasn't because you asked, no. Did he embrace you and take you with him? No. These two guys love to reminisce about war games, but let me remind you, Paul, Punk wasn't the first choice for Team Roman. I was. So stop me when I'm telling lies, Paul. Little dig at CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk didn't do it out of love for you. He did it to get a favor out of you. He's not your best friend. He loves no one besides himself. And Seth's like, look, man, I feel bad for you. You're in a difficult, unenviable situation. The easiest solution is to just remove yourself and let me, Roman, and Punk battle this out at Mania. And Paul's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And Seth's like, if only there was a way we could remove you from the situation. Paul, it's for your own good. I would take it as a privilege to remove you myself from the situation right here, right now. It'll be quick and easy. One quick stomp, and there's no one here to save you.
Yep.
And then he reminds us of some famous words by CM Punk. Not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Yep.
So my question to you, Paul, is how much are you worth? And he really starts pushing Paul's buttons. He pushes him a little bit. He slaps him across the face. Are you worth that much? Are you worth that much? Pushes him again, and Heyman's like, hey, man, don't put your damn hands on me again. And as Seth gets a hold of him and kind of mush faces him into the corner, finally, Punk's music hits. And I kind of hate stuff like this. I'm like, man, if you were back there the whole time and you waited until now, and I know that that's reading between the lines a little too much.
That's the point. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. And that pissed me off because he was right.
Yep.
So Punk dives in. They brawl inside of the ring. The brawl moves to the outside. They go tumbling over the announce table. They kind of work their way around the ring. At one point, they end up in the corner by the steel steps. Punk takes the top stair off. And it looks like he's lining Seth up for a stomp onto the step. Rollins slips out. He rolls back into the ring. So he's in the ring first. Punk goes to follow him in. And he makes the mistake of diving in, and Seth just smashes him with a stomp.
Yep.
And as soon as he does, Heyman rolls over to console Punk. And Seth has him lined up.
Uh-huh.
And he goes for it, but it's a feint. He pulls up short. And I loved this.
Yes.
Now you owe me a favor.
Yep.
Oof. Seth Rollins absolutely 10 out of 10 slayed this. Love the promo. Love the finish. I feel like someone might have seen something like this coming on this show.
Huh.
I feel like Seth really, really has to get Heyman now.
So,
this is crazy.
Great segment.
Loved it.
Probably best segment of the night. I love that they're moving back to like Seth being the architect, being kind of outsmarting people. My one plot hole is if I was Heyman, now that I'm out of this situation, I'd be like, I don't know you shit. You attacked me. Like, I didn't ask you for a damn thing. Kiss my ass. Yeah, I don't know you shit, dude. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it was excellent. It was excellent.
Yeah.
What do you think his favor is going to be? Think he's going to take him out of the match?
Take Punk out of the match?
No, Heyman out of the match. Heyman.
Oh. Remove him from ringside altogether?
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. And then Heyman comes down and you're wondering who he's going to help and he helps Seth. Oh, that would be so awesome.
You know what? Would be even better?
I just thought of something too. Go ahead.
No, you first. You first.
Special guest ref.
No, I got you one better. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
how to prove himself right? What if he says to Paul Heyman, you know what? I'm not even going to call in a favor. So we're all good. Unlike Punk, I'm not going to take anything from you. No favor. No favor. I'm just going to let you have that one because I like you. Me and you have no beef. And then, bam. Not only did Punk call in his favor, but he dragged that shit out. Frankly, he forced you to be standing next to Roman when he said it. Me, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to call in this favor. I'm going to let you have this freebie. And then, I don't know.
This is interesting, man.
This last week's segment on SmackDown was good, but I think a lot of us could see that coming.
Yeah.
And frankly,
I did not see this coming.
Some people were probably disappointed that that's what the favor was. This brings a whole new level of like intrigue. Now I hate that it's a week before Mania, but this brings a whole new level of intrigue.
Yeah, I really want him to be the special guest ref now. I can't imagine him reffing a match where Punk or Roman loses.
They won't because they just have Bianca as special referee.
Well, they fucking blew that spot on an idiot.
How dare you? First
Just
off.
kidding. Bianca's not an idiot.
Bianca's
I just
awesome.
don't enjoy her right now.
But, yeah. I'm intrigued by this match. I still think Rhea, Bianca, and Io should have been the main event.
Oh,
But they are.
I want this for all 8 matches.
They are doing this well to keep me intrigued.
Yep, I'm super hyped for this.
Yeah, me too.
And the best news is if this is on Saturday, which it probably is because they said it's main eventing, at least I'll be home in time to watch this with you. Because I will miss, I would say all but probably 1 or 2 matches on Saturday. Yep. What time did they start? Is it 7?
I think 7, yeah.
I would expect I only get to watch 1 or 2 matches with you.
Right.
But knowing that I get to watch this live with you is going to be off the chain.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I might catch like the end of 1 and then 2 whole matches, I would guess. But
Right.
We'll see.
All right, man. That was Monday Night Raw this week. I liked it. You thought it was okay, but you had other circumstances that.
Yeah. I mean, there were some great parts, and it ended great. I think it started and ended great.
Right.
The production mistakes took it a little bit away, and that one segment in Pierce's office, I think, was horrendous. But it was Midland. It was fine.
Yeah, it was better than the last few had been up until last week, but it wasn't last week's show.
Yeah. You could also watch it twice and not have to wait as long as you had to wait to watch the Young Bucks just totally blow up their own company. Just saying.
Oh, you got all the AEW fanboys are gonna be killing us if they see it. They're gonna see somehow this video is gonna get clipped by the 3 people that watch it, and the AEW fanboys are gonna be all over. It's gonna have negative 12 likes. Anyways,
great. I'm gonna roll my boat in their tears.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, thank God. Here's the thing.
Make that a short.
Here's the thing. If I got the AEW pay-per-views for free, I'd watch every single AEW pay-per-view. But no shot am I paying that money for a show to end like that. No shot at all. But that is your Monday Night Raw review. We're going to stop bashing AEW before we really get the haters on us or the fanboys on us. Hit us the like, subscribe, follow, hit the little notification bell so you get that ring-a-ding-ding when we post something. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody who, and I say everybody, the like 5 people who watch consistently every week. We appreciate you. We're trying to build and grow. And we will see everybody Wednesday for our NXT review. Till then, we will see everybody later. Peace.
See ya.